friends. We don't even recognize that he has done something well. If he lays his bed well, go there and thank him. Say, thank you, my son. You have laid your bed very well. However old he is, even if he's in senior 4 VAC, thank him. If he does something good, thank him. And on that factor also, reprimand him for something bad that he has done. Sometimes you get home, you find when your child has done something wrong, but because a maid is there, you want to hit it on the maid. How did he do it when you were there? Make sure that you apprehend, you look at this child and make him take responsibility for his action. And you'll be nurturing him to be a mature person in future, to learn to take action for what he has done wrong, and also appreciate other people also for anything great done for him. And then you also encourage him to know that doing well can be rewarded. And so if he has done something well in the home, he's rewarded. If he has done something bad, let him accept it and also ask for forgiveness. And on that also another factor, of course, forgiveness. Let us learn to forgive. And when we learn to forgive and ask for forgiveness, when he has done wrong, let him ask for forgiveness. And you also open your heart to do what? To forgive them.
Now, you talked about appreciating, and last week we had a very, very hot discussion here about hampers, and that discussion is really, it is still going on social media. So you talked about bonding and befriending these children, but we have a feeling as parents that sometimes we think when you, as a way of showing this child that you're my friend, I adore you, you give them nice things. Starting next week, Monday, phone sellers are going to make lots of money because parents will be all over town buying for their children phones, welcoming them back from the pressure, the senior for pressure. As we prepare to go for the break, would this be the right way to show the bonding and appreciation?
No, parents out there, even today we've been seeing trending videos.
Yes.
This parent here in one of the schools around pours money, a 50,000 note. There were
many.
There were like 30.
Yes.
And then he says,
actually it was more than 2 million.
And she says, I need 20. The kid is in senior 6. I need 20 points. I need 20 points. Pouring money on her. But I took a keen observation. This kid was not taking any interest in the money. She looked very unconcerned.
Remember, there was also some other money in the hamper besides this one that was big splash on her. That could be from
an uncle or another relative. However, as parents, how do we appreciate our children? When a child has done something good, appreciate them. Now, how do you appreciate someone who has not yet done something good? This child here is going to write exams. If I can add on to what I said last week, that is creating a hot debate where some people are saying, that is poverty. Others are saying, true, she has a point. Others are saying that, but that point is now ancient. These children need money.
It is
Parents,
the trend.
We are here to educate each other. So let me tell you what I feel. If I want to appreciate my child who is now writing who is going to write P7 exams, what I do, if I have this money at hand, for example, 500,000, and I feel that it is to spend on this child, I will keep that money. When the child has completed her P7, I will sit with her, come up with a business idea, what she can do during the short holiday, maybe at home. I can say, now my daughter, she loves chapatis. Now you are going to be making your own chapatis. But as you make your own chapatis, even make some for sale. Then also make modern juice. The juice which you can sell to important people in offices. And I will help her nurture that kind of innovation through that money. She will use that money knowing that it is her own money, but in my heart I know that I've given it to her to appreciate her for completing exams, not before. Also, I wish this parent who is giving this child the money, she had told her, you know what, I need 20 points. When you get 20 points, I'll give you 10 million, for example. And 10 million, not just like that, because now that becomes corruption. You're bribing her in order to get 20 points. So you say, look, I have this money for you. Now, when you get 20 points, we shall discuss how you're going to use that money. That child, that money will be more important and useful than the money that has just been lashed to her.
Okay. We are taking a short commercial break. When we return, we are continuing with the discussion. Stick with us.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
Place, I'll take you here. You know, parents are doing a lot of things, but before you think about that, that is short-lived. After taking this child for lunch, there is a lot more you need to do, and that is what we are talking about. We are looking at preparing children beyond examination success. Yes, we've prayed for them, we know they are going to achieve, but that result is not enough. There is a lot more that you need to instill into your child, and that is what we are looking at today. We are with Mrs. Agaba Monica, who is a teacher at Mengo Senior School. She's also a counselor, and she's also a member of Young and Flourishing Network. I didn't want to say that she's the wife to Mr. Reverend Andrew Agaba, the director of Household and Community Transformation in the province of the Church of Uganda. Now, we've talked about a lot of things in our first part, and one of the outstanding things we talked about are preparing these children, supporting them, and encouraging them. But we want to look at how a parent can support their child, especially when it comes to instilling in them basic life tasks and basic life things like that can take them up to come out as responsible children, responsible citizens, people that the country will be proud of.
Thank you so much. As we are looking at the career path and our career choices, like I said, the categories of our children. We are now in the new curriculum where even some of the subjects are formed right in senior one. You have to choose which subjects you want to take right from Form 1. And we need a touch of the parents. We need the parents to also involve themselves in this. You need to guide your children on what career path to take. However, as we are doing that, as parents, do we also know what our children would want to be? There is a lot that where we have passion for our children. You find that I want my daughter to become a doctor. Now, I wish that in this holiday, let's observe these children. Those in primary 7, those at Form 4, and those Form 6. Let's observe them and know where exactly their passion is. Because we shall look at their passion, and also we look at what we want for them, and then we combine them together, we come out with something more tangible.
Some parents have illusions of these professions, and they want to insist that my child should be this, whether they like it or not.
Yes. Recently there's a musician who was confessing that for him, he studied medicine, not because he wanted it. For him, he wanted music. So after studying medicine, after graduation, he took the certificate home. But still he wasn't happy, so he continued with music, and he's surviving on music. So as parents, it is good to have dreams for our children. It is good to think for them, because we know better than them. And we wish everything well for them. We wish well for them in their career path. However, can we try in this holiday to observe these children. Let's take time to observe them. There are some who are going to be civil engineers. How do we know? Every time he's at home, whatever he's doing, it is like those what civil engineers do. There are some who are going to be also, what do you call these engineers who draw? Are they also
Architects.
civil engineers? Architects. Now, your daughter is ever drawing houses, what, that is where her passion is. You see her drawing houses, doing what? Now, let's observe them. Before we instill what we want in them, let's take time, observe for them what career path looks so deep in them, in their actions. For example, if you observe that your child loves catching insects, then cutting them to see what is inside, then you know definitely that one is a doctor.
You've
She
reminded
can perform
me.
surgery.
You've reminded me of someone. Our elder brother was being operated. So he has a family he's attached to, and all the children of this family call him uncle. Now, as the operation was about to happen, they informed her. She was at school. She told the mom, I need to go and meet him before he's operated.
Yes.
So they brought him, and then she told the doctors, I want to enter the theater. I want to see what happens there. So they gave her the attire. She dressed up and she entered. She said, I want to see what happens there. And then out of the theater, the doctor said, and you see a parent pushing this young girl to study law.
Aha. Now that is another good example. If your child loves that, can you try and take her to the theater one day? And when you take her there, and she sees a dead body being worked on, and she feels like vomiting, then you know that maybe she's not going to do that better. Then, if your child loves civil engineering, take her to a site one day. There you're developing their career path. And I wish that we do it in this holiday when we are with them.
And
Take
what some
them
parents
to
do
a
now
site
is,
and
especially for boys, they send them to these sites to work as porters, and not to really observe their abilities, but to work and earn money out of that.
Yes. And observe your child. Is your child very compassionate? Is that your child very empathetic? Then if he's very empathetic and he loves reading, then you will know this one can make a good lawyer. Or a good teacher, though you don't want us to talk about teaching, but he can work as a good teacher or as a good lawyer or as a social worker, for example. Oh, does your child, what do they love? There are some who love making aeroplanes. You see him every time. He loves looking at one. He says for him he wants to be a pilot. He follows it even later that he still wants to be a pilot. Now we encourage them that when they are taking these subjects, there are some who even love fashion and design. What kind of life skills are there in your individual child that you can build on to help her build this career path as a parent? Let's observe that this holiday, and then it will help us, it will guide us. For example, the senior fours to know which combination to take. Before they drastically take a wrong combination, that is not going to help them. That is, they are going to fail at A level. Look at their life skill, what they can do best, and take them into the practical part of that skill. If you know that she likes drawing, for example, then encourage her to go where she can draw. If she loves music and she loves playing the guitar, then at least find her a guitar or take her where she can learn how to play this guitar. And from there you will know this girl will be good at music, will be good at being a lawyer, will be good at this, will be good at this. And so it helps them to choose the career path where they are compassionate, where their heart is. And that is when you see, when we are doing our work today, there are people who do work because they love it. There are others who do work because they are looking for money.
Because
Two of those people are very different. Those who qualify to do work and they are doing work for money are different from those who are working with empathy. They love what they are doing. They do it better and they do it with passion.
Well, you reminded me where there is a young girl called Valeria Nanono. She's 13 years old. She went through cancer treatment. Unfortunately, she lost her hearing, but she was here, and we are doing some activity with her. What was so amazing was there is an app they use if you're communicating, because she can read. So when you speak, the app writes the words on the phone so she can read and then respond to you. But as she was here afterwards, she told me, I think I'm good to be a news anchor. And the way she was here, she was more like an anchor. And I was like, okay. So the mother needs to look into that. That could be one of the abilities before she thinks of anything else for her. An anchor in making.
By the way, it can even change. Later she'll find she's compassionate about something else. The career path can easily change. But before it changes, let's try to encourage them through that way.
Okay.
And also, it is very strong that we look at the strong Christian foundation. Let's encourage our children spiritually.
Okay.
Let's build their spiritual foundation. As parents, we build ours too. You know, the Bible says a family that prays together stays together.
True.
So much as your child is choosing the career path, let the child choose the career path with Christ. If you cannot be able to strongly instill that, you need to learn also. Because even the Bible says it, that let us go back deeply to the background of where it all started and learn how to pray. We can try to learn how to pray as parents for the sake of these, our children. And so when we build them strongly, spiritually, then even everything becomes easier for them.
Talking about career guidance, sometimes parents tend to choose careers depending on the performance of their learners, but it should also be considered that in some places our children perform better because there was some malpractice somewhere that was not noticed. And we are grateful. UNEB today assured us that up to date they have so far arrested 8 people, including a TikToker. You can imagine a TikToker looking for content and using TikTok as but anyway, so how about a parent who thinks, now for my child needs to pass this subject and this subject and this subject to do this, even before they look at their passion and what, because you said let them at least take time to find out what are their children passionate about. But then what about those professions that are limited to courses? What happens? My child is passionate when it comes, maybe this person is passionate, they want to take care of others, so I may see a nurse in them, but then the marks they have, the grades they have, don't qualify them to be that. How can I support them?
It's not all about being a nurse in order for you to take care of others. There are other avenues, like being a social worker, for example, and they find their way in the hospital. Now, you have to understand that today, if you have not passed biology and chemistry, then you cannot do nursing.
Yes.
This child, if it is in him, for example, at primary, that they want to be nurses, this child will pass those subjects.
The heart might be loving, but the brains cannot support it.
The brains cannot support it.
Yes, so what happens? How can I support this child?
It is not good. If a child is not doing very well in a certain field, it is not good. However much she can love that field, it's not good for her to go for it. You have to do what you feel that you can go better at. However, remember that much as they are writing these exams, the exams are not going to define them very well. There are students who didn't offer biology at A level because they didn't perform very well. However, they have been performing it extremely well. But this school that he particularly wants, for them, their biology stops at a D2.
Mm.
There is another school where it stops at a C4. So let's explore all avenues. If this child is very good and wants to go for medicine, for example, but after senior 4, he finds that he has performed badly in biology and he has, or chemistry, for example, he has a C5 in chemistry, but he has done all these other subjects, D2, D1, D2, D1, D2, D1. It is not a must that you choose the subjects he has done best. It can be by luck that he has performed history with a D1 and chemistry with a C5, but he has been performing chemistry very well before, or even a C6. Give this child an opportunity of taking chemistry at A level. If school A cannot afford to accept him because for them they have not been in his journey, they don't know how he has been performing before, then let this child join another school. If this is a dream school, by the way, when you're determined, it can still happen. I know there are some students who came and they were very determined to take a subject where it was stopping at a distinction 2. The child brought his mock exams and also his end of senior 5 exams. And they found he had done very well. He had sparked that subject. They gave it to him. Now he's doing it very well, and yet he had performed it a bit, not poorly, but not as expected. So when we are choosing the combinations for our children, let us also look back at how they have been performing and what they want also. Look at what he wants and how he has been performing, and then make a choice together.
There is also this other thing where some parents at senior 4, they say, I'm done with you, we are taking you for a vocational course. Days back, I think this was a level where they would take some other children for primary teaching, but now since then the government has closed down the PTCs, where now a child has to go for A level. But we have nursing is still open, and other vocational courses. Why is it that some parents think these vocational courses should be for those students who have not performed very well to the expected? And how can we help these parents improve their mindset?
Now, actually now the government has come up to say that the vocational courses are now for the people who have performed very well, excellently. And so, I wouldn't encourage a child to stop at senior 4 because these children are very young. I look at the age. They are completing Form 4 when they are 16, 17. Sometimes allowing them go to A level is another way of nurturing their mind. You're improving their mindset on certain things. You're helping them to grow. However, there are times when things have really failed and there's no way you can take this child at A level. That is when you look at such avenues. However, even when you're looking at such avenues, your child must have performed well for where you're taking him. And also looking at what we have looked at before, looking at what life skills are in his mind. You can take this child for hairdressing, but doesn't love washing people's hair. He will never. You're taking him for a course, but at the end of it all, it is not going to help them. You're taking this child for nursing, but in his heart or her heart, it has never been his thing. And
are these the nurses that back at us in hospital?
And so when he comes back, when she comes back, you find that she can never prove herself as a nurse. You see, because I was telling one of my friend's daughter, Samantha, I was telling Samantha she's studying medicine. There's a clip that came. This child was coming back from school with her friends. Then she fainted. But she fainted in a very bad way. And then a certain Samaritan woman picked her. They were nearing the hospital. Picked her, rushed her to the hospital with her friends, with the children, with the friends. When they got there, this medical personnel insisted that they first deposit money. cannot work on her. She didn't even come to see her. She sent a nurse. At the end of it all, the baby died in the hands of the Samaritan woman. The woman only came that she needed them to take her to the mortuary so that they can pay money for working on the body, only to find it's the daughter, the biological daughter of this medical personnel that they were trying to rescue. So I was telling Samantha that being a nurse, being a doctor, it is first your compassion for humanity than achieving financially. So these are the people that do not understand the difference between saving a life and earning money. So let's try to look at what our child can do best. Even when we are taking them to a course, let's look at the course that she can enjoy and do better, and possibly continue upgrading later from there.
Thank you so much. What are your closing remarks as we wind up this discussion?
I want to thank you so much, and I want to request students who are going for holidays, try your best to be good. Try your best to be disciplined. Try your best to observe your health. Observe your health. Make sure that you're healthy all the time. If it means jogging, jog. If it means running, run. If it means playing a game, play a game with your parents. Let's create a bond between us and our parents. And let's always know that even when these parents back at us, even when these parents treat us the way we don't want, they are our parents and they want the best for us. Also realize that out there, the world is waiting for you. And how you adapt to any kind of environment will either secure your future or it will put it down. The world is waiting for you. There are very many vices that have come: homosexuality, drug addiction, alcoholism. Try to make sure that you put yourself away from those vices. Do not do anything that can kill your body in a way of thinking that you're looking for peace. There are other things you can do that can help you get the peace that you need. Do not involve yourself in these things. As you can see, the people who have involved in them, most of them have ended up in Butabika as mad people. Others, the consequences are always very negative. Others have landed into depression. They are depressed people. Even when they have a lot of money, it has not really helped them. Try to remain pure. Try to do the right thing at the right time and in the right place. And try to make sure that you put a smile on your parents. Do good, and good will come back to you. Be compassionate and respect people. Observe different etiquettes. Learn a skill in this holiday. If it means planting a flower, plant it. If it means doing backyard gardening, do it. If it means maybe like making chapatis for lunch, do, but make sure that you learn a certain skill, even if it is not taking you outside, but it can help you in the home, and it will also help you in the future. It will help you to become an upright person that the country needs tomorrow.
Thank you so much. In less than a minute, I can't forget to remind you to send out greetings to to the followers. Last time they were on your neck.
Thank you. I send out greetings to my family, my friends who are watching. I know I wish I could see some of you, but I know you're watching. My students, they're also watching, and everyone who loves this show. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. As I wind up, you reminded me, Mr. Chigundu Edward Sechizivu, he's now the deputy head teacher of Wampe Wontake, told us that this world, you're going into this world, but there is a crocodile whose mouth is open. So if you walk sluggishly, your feet will step into the crocodile's mouth and it will just shut it. So that will be the end of you. I think it is very, very important to especially the vacists out there. Thank you so much for watching Church of Uganda Family TV Family Hour. Next is Soul Moment. Edrine Osteen Mukalazi is my name. I've worked with John Ajal, Wakabi Muhumuza in transmission. Good night.